My old room. You can pull it in here, Car. No, you're not. This is my old room. I know it's literally stuff everywhere. When the year, oh goodness, why would they put that on there? When the year ended, I had to take down my wall. This is not for me, not for me. And I need my chairs and all my stuff. So we have a lot of things to move. Closet, junky closet. My stuff from down here and here. Oh, it's just so much stuff. Okay, so this year I'll be teaching 4th grade for the first time. I've only ever taught 1st and 2nd grade, so this is going to be like a huge change for me, but it should be exciting. This is what the classroom looked like before I even moved my things in, and it would have been almost impossible to move my things in with the room looking the way that it looked. It was just stuff everywhere, and it just really needs to be cleaned and wiped down. So that's what me and my daughter did on the first day. So we threw a lot of trash away, wiped things down, and Carter was just so excited to help. She did such a great job throwing everything away. So then after she cleared off that counter, I decided to just start clearing out the cabinets underneath the sink area. There was so much shaving cream under this cabinet, like at least 20 cans of shaving cream. I'm assuming it was for like some science project or experiment, but in the end I just threw it all away. So after that I went to the storage cabinets, and these were just not organized. So in order to maximize storage space so that my things can fit and so that student materials and supplies can fit for the school year, I had to reorganize. So I just tried to put everything as neatly as I could at the top so that the bottom could be used as storage space for myself and for my student materials. And this took so long, and it was so dusty, and you'll even see me get the broom and like sweep out all the, like the dust and the trash that's left. So yeah, Carter started dancing in front of the camera, and I really didn't realize this until it was time for me to edit, because I was just so focused on cleaning, but she's so cute. Then I moved to the next storage cabinet, and this one, as soon as I opened it, it was spider webs everywhere, like literally all at the top, around, and in the corners and at the bottom. And then I dropped this, and I got so frustrated, so I just said whatever. But this is how the classroom looked after day 1, after I cleaned and wiped everything down. This is how it looked. So much better than it did when I first walked in. Still a lot to do, but this was progress. This was day 1's progress. And this
is the end of day 2. I moved everything out of my old classroom and into my new room. So when I get back from my trip, I will start decorating.
Okay, so this is like day 3, but this was a Monday because we started pre-planning on this day. So I just started off with my bulletin board because I was still waiting on a few things to deliver from Amazon. So I just wanted to kind of like maximize my time. But this is actually contact paper. It's not bulletin board paper. I got it from Target and I just thought it was so cute. And each roll was $3 and I got 3 of them. So yeah, so I just measured it out, stapled it, and it's not on there the best, but it'll do. And then I just took some black border that I got from Amazon, and I like to put my border the opposite way now. I saw it on Pinterest and I was like, oh, well, yeah, this gives you a little bit more bulletin board space, so that's how I'm going to do my bulletin boards from now on. So yeah, so after I did that, I went ahead and put my garland at the top. And again, this garland was from Amazon as well. It came with 2 in a pack for about maybe $11, but these were not my favorite garlands because up close they kind of look very like much so like plastic, but they were really cute and you can't really tell from a distance. On the front, I already had the brown magnetic strips, and I got those from School Box like maybe 3 years ago. The border that I'm using, the eucalyptus border, that came from Amazon as well. And the string lights that I'm putting around my board, you guessed it, those are from Amazon. And I just put them up with clothespins. So I hot glued the clothespins to the wall and I just clipped the string of the lights so that it can just hold it in place, and they just look super cute around the board. And I got this from one of my coworkers, so shout out to you, you know who you are. But yeah, so this is what it looks like up close. So I'm the type of teacher that likes to cover pretty much everything in the classroom. So the wall that you see is pretty bare because this is still day 1 of pre-planning. So it has, the paper from Amazon has not delivered just yet, but as you can see, progress has been made and the classroom is coming together. So day 2 of pre-planning, I wanted to start decorating. I made these letters with my Cricut, and you guys, it was such a struggle to get this paper along this wall by myself. I decided not to even embarrass myself and leave that in. So yeah, so you couldn't see that part. However, I'm using the same eucalyptus border that I used on my whiteboard, and this was a little bit of a challenge to get on the wall as well. As you can see, I wasn't that tall, but thank God for the step stool because it did come in handy. Okay, so after I added the border to this wall, I went ahead and start adding the headings using the pennant. This is something that I purchased off Teachers Pay Teachers. It's like a decor bundle. When I stepped back, I realized that reading was spelled wrong, so of course I had to go back and fix it. Very frustrating again because I was just really over putting my room together because there's just so much going on during pre-planning. All my teachers, you all know what I mean by that. But on this part, I just took a rolled up piece of chart paper just to kind of measure out where I wanted to put my clothespins. And this is how I hang my anchor charts. So I like to separate my anchor charts by subject. And since I'm teaching fourth grade and we're departmentalized, I'll be teaching, of course, reading, writing, and social studies. So those are the only 3 subjects that you'll see on my anchor chart board. So once I finished that, I wanted to cover up my doors for my cabinets, my storage cabinets. So I did that by just rolling the paper up and just hot gluing the 4 corners at the top. Once I did that, I cut off the bottom of the chart paper, used scissors to kind of cut down the middle as carefully as I could and as neatly and evenly as I could. Opened that, and then I started to hot glue and do the opening for the handle. This part was just a little tedious because if you cut it wrong or cut too much of it, it will be visible and it won't look as neat. So when you cut around the door, and I should have done a close-up so that you guys could see it, but I'll know better for next time. But you just have to be really careful when you're cutting around like a handle so that your paper or whatever you're using to cover it can still look neat. And remember, I said I'm one of those teachers who covers everything. No, I'm not covering the fire alarm. I am going to cut an opening for that so that we can still see the lights flash. But I feel like this is going to be like my data wall for both of my classes that I'm going to be teaching. I don't really have a set like agenda for it or a plan. I just knew that I did not want to see just a plain bare wall, so I decided to cover it. And then once I did that, I made sure that, keeping with the theme, use the same eucalyptus bulletin board border. And I was running low, so as you can see, I'm starting to use like shorter and shorter pieces, but thankfully enough, I had just enough for the top and the bottom, and then on the sides, I just used some burlap ribbon, and you'll see that in the final reveal. And that was pretty much all I had time to do on that day. So the next day in the morning when I came in, I decided to cover my desk. And my desk area was really like the last area that I decided to cover. So I covered this desk and where my computer is to the right. This took quite a bit of time because I had to measure the paper correctly, and I still ended up halfway doing it because I didn't put that crease at the top. I didn't tighten it and hot glue under it. You all probably don't know what I mean, but you can kind of see it on this side how I put that crease and I'm bending it. There should be hot glue under that to make sure that you can see like every fold, and as opposed to it just kind of going straight down and it still being a gap behind it. So just a tip for you, just make sure everywhere that the desk crease, you are putting hot glue so that the paper does the same thing. Hopefully that makes sense. So the next morning, this is open house day, so that's why I'm dressed up and I look more professional. I have 29 students, so I was getting very frustrated trying to figure out how I should rearrange the desk. I felt like I had tried every combination, but I got to the point where I was just frustrated and I said, whatever, forget it, it is what it is. And this is the final reveal. This is what the lights look like when they're plugged in and the lights are off. You see my voice levels, the date, where I'm going to put the standards. I still need to put my essential questions up on this board, but I'll do that later. These are the class expectations. One of my parents got me this rug. It was super cute. It was a Christmas gift last year. But this is just like a view of what it looks like all together. Nice and neat and clean. You can't even tell that it's the same room that I had to clean up and clean out day one. Thank you all so much for watching my video. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment and let me know what you think of my newly decorated classroom, and wish me luck as I teach 4th grade this year. See you guys next time.